The people in Portland who has children with disabilities cannot identify how their children go and get assistance. You hear what I said? The people in Portland cannot identify. Listen to this story, Jamaica. Listen to this story. Listen to this.
Our children are deserving too. The cry of parents in Portland this evening who say their disabled children are out of options as it relates to school. TVJ News understands that the two primary level institutions serving children with disabilities in the parish are full, leaving the students with nowhere to go come September morning. Annmarie Harriet has part one of this TVJ News report, No Room to Learn.
The structure you're looking at was once a second home to dozens of students with disabilities ages 16 to 18 years in Portland. In 2022, after a major earthquake, the School of Hope was forced to relocate as the building was deemed unsafe for students and staff. Since then, the School of Hope has been operating from the Port Antonio Baptist Church. But the space they're now using is said to be significantly smaller than the previous location, and so the student population has dwindled. Those feeling the brunt of it are families with disabled children who depend on institutions like these to provide education for their young ones. Alex has an autistic son. Currently, he attends the Stimulation Plus Early Childhood Development Center in Orange Bay, but he's graduating in a few weeks, and come September, her son and many of his classmates will have nowhere to go.
Meaning they should be transitioning to the School of Hope, and there is currently no space. School of Hope is telling us that they're at capacity and they cannot accept any more students based on the 12-to-1 ratio, where they have 12 students to every one teacher, or one teacher to every 12 students in the classes. So we're currently out of options. We don't have anywhere to send our children.
Notably, School of Hope is the only primary level institution specially operated for disabled students in the parish. Another school, Draper's All Age, has a special needs unit, but they too are unable to accommodate the students.
After them graduate from early Simulation Plus, where are we going to send them? Because if the two schools in Portland telling us that they don't have any space to accommodate our children, well, we don't know what to do.
The parents fear their children might be at risk of regressing.
Because once they're not being actively engaged, they will be forgetting everything that they were taught by the hardworking teachers at Stimulation Plus in Orange Bay. So that's a challenge for us. We have parents whose children have graduated last year and the year before who are still at home, no place for them to go. And the vibe that we're getting from the government overall in Jamaica is that special needs children are not real children. That's the vibes that we're getting. The fact remains is that these babies are real babies and they need somewhere to go.
The mothers told us that they attempted to explore an alternative, send their children to a mainstream primary school with the company of a shadow. But
in order for them to get a shadow, they need to go and get assessed. Finding 50 to 150,000, which is the price that we're quoted when we find out the cost for the assessment, is ridiculous because a lot of parents cannot find it. The education laws of the land saying that we as parents have to send our children to school. If we don't send our children to school, then we can be charged or fined under the Education Act. The Child Care and Protection Act states that our children it's their right to have an access to an education, but currently we are being faced with the issue that they have no access to these things. So who will be held accountable now?
The School of Hope is operated jointly by the Education Ministry and the Jamaican Association on Intellectual Disabilities. The ministry responds in part 2. Annmarie Harriet, TVJ News.
Jamaica. There are other issues that were not highlighted in that report from TVJ. The school gave these parents letters to put their children on the PATH program, Courtney, so that they can get the disabilities grant. However, PATH is rejecting these parents' children. Why? Nowhere in Portland assess the children, so they have to be ending up going to Kingston. Nowhere in Portland does therapies for these children, like speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavioral therapy. Our children have zero access to these things. And when them say Courtney? In the Varsland, I thought that education would be paramount. No, it can't be paramount because remember, whilst we're sleeping in the sleep is we were sleeping. Whilst they were sleeping, they were toiling in the night. Yes. Put up our face. That's what them do, you know. Put up our face. Yes. The two colonizers of Portland. What's you call him? Pumps and pumps. The two colonizers of Portland. Imagine with all the wealth and money they have. Children with disability. Children with disability in Portland cannot get these things done. But Isaac Buchanan, been there 7 months now, and almost give out 3,000 tablets to children. What have they done for the children of Portland? Sell water. Sell the water. Yeah. What have they done for the people and the children of Portland? That is the reality tonight in Jamaica. When you fail to invest in education and when you fail to invest in healthcare, no other investment you do. No other investment you do. Jamaica, the School of Hope has been mashed up since Daryl. And all you're going to tell me, these two wealthy political colonizers of Portland cannot even make an investment to fix for the disabled children in Portland. The parents cannot manage Courtney. The mother said for her to get an assessment done is $150,000. That is 1,000 US. And with that, what did Dora the Explorer say? What day? That children will be able to be assessed in the summer. This is the kind of economic colonization that is on the land, Jamaica. And we have to end this economic colonization. If it doesn't come to an end, the disenfranchised, the vulnerable children will suffer. What did the Bible say? When mothers are saved. Daryl and Annmarie, you have forbidden the children of Portland. You have suffered the children of Portland. You have ravished and denied the children of Portland. You have literally ambushed so that you and your friend and the economic colonizers can take over Blue Lagoon and take over this and take over Navy Island. Take over this, take over that, take over the private beach them. Take over all kind of things. And the forestry in Portland for them selfish demise and gains. We must put an end to the economic colonizers of Portland. When I see these economic colonizers, that's what they are. Economic colonizers. All them need is 5 more years so that them belly can full. All them Portlanders, remember, all they need, remember, SSL building. All them need, remember Jamaica. Remember, don't let me remind them tonight. Remember Jamaica. Remember. These economic colonizers, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, picnic, son, daughter, grand picnic. And the people, and what then do take up one little yang and talk about how them at the football competition. That is no meaningful. That is no meaningful contribution for the people of Portland. And when then done, they send the police to mash up on and picnic them, knock off them door. Mansion Hill people, you know what they're talking about. What can go so? Rafters in Portland. Rafters in Portland. RAF captains at Blue Lagoon, when last have you been able to make 100,000? They have turned you into paupers. Rafters and RAF captains. You know what I'm talking about? I wonder if they know what I'm talking about tonight. RAF captains, when last have you been able to go buy your wife and your children a proper meal? Fix the things and make you know all right. These economic colonizers must be put to an end.
Stay tuned for more PDTV News evening highlights. Remember to show your support. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.